Collective, welcome to another reading. Let's go ahead and start off with some deep breaths. And I want to actually read a scripture from the Bible, and then we'll get into some affirmations here. Okay. I do believe, I also have some messages here that I received this morning when I woke up, like instantly I got it. Okay. I do believe that this is an extended to the reading that I posted a couple days ago. I think it was 2 days ago, and I had titled it Supercharge Empath Givers. It is necessary to give yourself the care, right? I had titled it that. So go back to that and then come back to this one. This is, I feel like, an extended to that reading. Okay. The scripture. And you guys can just go ahead and keep up with those deep breaths, deep breaths, deep breaths. This is Job 14, chapter 14. Man born of woman is short-lived and full of trouble, like a flower that springs up and fades, swift as a shadow that does not abide. Upon such a one will you cast your eyes so as to bring him into judgment before you. Though he wears out like a leather bottle, like a garment that a moth has consumed. Can a man be found who is clean of defilement? There is none, however short his days. You know the number of his months. You have fixed the limit which he cannot pass. Look away from him and let him be, while, like a hireling, he completes his day. For a tree there is hope, if it be cut down, that it will sprout again, and that its tender shoots will not cease. Even though its root grow old in the earth, and its stump die in the dust, yet at the first whiff of water it may flourish again, and put forth branches like a young plant. But when a man dies, all vigor leaves him. When man expires, where then is he? As when the waters of a lake fail, or a stream grows dry and parches, so men lie down and rise not again. Till the heavens are no more, they shall not awake, nor be roused out of their sleep. Oh, that you would hide me in the nether world and keep me sheltered till your wrath is past. Would fix a time for me and then remember me. When a man has died, where he to live again? All the days of my drudgery I would wait until my relief should come. You would call and I would answer you. You would esteem the work of your hands. Surely then you would count my steps and not keep watch for sin in me. My misdeeds would be sealed up in a pouch and you would cover over my guilt. But as a mountain falls at last and its rock is moved from its place, as waters wear away the stones and the floods wash away the soil of the land, so you destroy the hope of man. You prevail once for all against him, and he passes on. With changed appearance, you send him away. If his sons are honored, he is not aware of it. If they are in disgrace, he does not know about them. Only his own flesh pains him, and his soul grieves for him. Keep that one in mind. That was Job chapter 14, if you would like to study that and read that for yourself. Collective. Let's move on to affirmations. I keep getting and I keep hearing, we are in the thick of it. We're in the thick of it. That's what I'm getting here. So take that as it resonates. If that is a message that is connecting with you, collective, we are in the thick of it. I'm also reminded that, June is the month of justice. We're feeling a lot. You may be finding yourself to be more in silence. Like you're not really speaking too much you're going about your day just, in silence. And I keep getting that. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. All right. As some of us are experiencing a lot of guilt and shame and wrath and regret, for the rest of us, we are feeling a lot of freedom, happiness, peace, light, and love. It's been a long time coming, is what I'm getting. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Amen. Happiness, freedom. You see, I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love, while the rest of us, some of us, are still really grieving and mourning and healing a lot of I'm getting resentment. There's a lot of resentment. There's a lot of wrongdoing and a lot that was done. Okay, I can accomplish what I set my mind to, and then coming back to really pushing us to have more of this and a lot more of it. I'm reminded to tell you again to keep that scripture in mind that I just read. That was Job 14, chapter 14. Okay. Let's get into the messages. I woke up this morning with the voice. Do not feel bad for wanting to rest, for wanting more time to yourself to rest. And the other reading, like I said, this is an extended of that one. It's called Supercharge. Go back to that one. It's called Supercharge Empath Givers. This is an extended to that. And in that reading, if you will, I had mentioned to come back and giving yourself the necessary care and supercharging yourself, mind, body, and spirit. And then this morning I received this message: do not feel bad for wanting to rest and giving yourself more time to yourself to rest. Because in having to give ourselves the necessary full rest, you are coming back to supercharging yourself after you have just given all of your energy away, right? If you know yourself to have a very influential energy, if you know yourself to have a very influential personality, you have carried that with you since birth. You have carried that with you since you came out of your mom's womb, before you came and entered into this world, all right? You are, in fact, a gift to this world. Your energy is so sacred that this world needs a lot of your energy, because there are some of us who cannot thrive and regenerate on our own, therefore needing you in their life to regenerate themselves. Do not feel bad for wanting to know your value, your worth, collective. Do you know how much people take away from you and never asking permission to do so? When they are around you and they're studying your energy and they're watching your every move, they're taking from you. Now, when you hear this message, collective, take that as a negative or a positive. Take it as a negative message or a positive message. It is up to you. I am only a messenger. It is up to you and how you want to narrate it. You know what I'm saying? It is up to you and how you want to interpret it in your life and where you are in your life. Flip it however it is in your life. I am only a messenger here. Okay? Do not feel bad for wanting to know your worth, your value, and time of rest. Do not feel bad for wanting to get to know your worth after this world has taken a lot of your fucking energy. You know what I mean? Do not feel bad for wanting to clear out and cleanse and purify your energy frequency after this world has taken a lot of it, and never having to apologize for it. You actually having to release a lot of that energy, doing it for them while they are not coming to you an apology. They have actually never intended to apologize to you after taking away all of that energy. No. it wasn't even in their right mind to come to you and apology and taking your energy without your permission. No, never. And so while we are the source of regenerating the collective's frequency and energy, you have all the right, and it is in your rights to come back to self and giving yourself the full rest after this world has taken a lot of your energy. While the rest have been flaunting it and claiming it like it's theirs, and then dissing you and putting a bad rep on your name behind your back. You know what I call these people? I call these people Jeepers Creepers. Today we call them vampires. I call them Jeepers Creepers. Let me tell you, Jeepers Creepers is one of my favorite movies, by the way. I'm not like a horror, I'm not like a horror movie type of person. But man, I love Jeepers Creepers. Jeepers Creepers is actually my favorite horror movie. And let me tell you, these people, I call them Jeepers Creepers. You know how Jeepers Creepers, I want to start us off with some oracle deck here. Okay. Jeepers Creepers, you ever notice that he never appears, he never shows himself during the day? I've always been so interested in the whole concept of Jeepers Creepers and the whole concept of the movie, right? I feel like you got to watch it a couple of times for you to really understand integrating, you know, forming an opinion of what the story is really about. But what I'm getting here is like, with the movie Jeepers Creepers, these people who be taking our energy, I call them Jeepers Creepers. You ever notice that Jeepers Creepers never appear and show themselves during the day? Jeepers Creepers is only really appearing at night, late night. Why you be always appearing late night but never during the day? Why don't you show yourself? Why don't you show your true self during the day, Jeepers Creepers? What's wrong with you? What you hiding? What are you actually hiding, right? You ever notice that he's always just wandering around at night? And do you ever notice that it's only like children? It's children, it's young people that he goes after? It's because young people have fresh blood, right? They have fresh blood. Their energy is still fresh. Their energy is still fresh and alive and well. Jeepers Creepers is the one to go around town identifying fresh blood, flesh. Jeepers Creepers only wants your flesh, stealing your identity, stealing your eyes, stealing your nose, stealing your blood, sucking the life out of you. These are what we call vampires today, right? Just sucking the life out of you, sucking the energy out of you. Because Jeepers Creepers, if you haven't noticed, cannot thrive on its own. Jeepers Creepers actually need other fresh blood, flesh to thrive, to regenerate itself. You ever seen that motherfucker? He's so big. Why you look so creepy, dude? Why do you look so damn creepy? Like, you may look all powerful and mighty on the outside with wings and shit, right? Why you got wings? First of all, you're like a human / monster, okay? You have become this human, but you are also a monster at the same time. First of all, you look weird, dude, right? Jeepers Creepers isn't actually the best looking dude you'll ever see, right? And why you always appearing only at night, but never during the day? You're weird, right? So this is what I mean by like the vampires today that be taking our energy. That's Jeepers Creepers. They be going around town at night, lurking in the bushes, in the corners and shit, looking for their victim to suck the life out of. Here it is. Here it is. It's hiding in the bushes, hiding behind the tree, and it's studying you. Jeepers Creepers is studying you. That's why he's called Jeepers Creepers, because he's creepy as fuck. Jeepers Creepers is studying you from head to toe, inside and out, looking at your essence, studying your essence from head to toe in every way. It's creepy. is very, very creepy, right? As Jeepers Creepers is the same way. It's the same way. He's lurking, watching your every move from a distance, like you can't see him. You know what I mean? And he's gonna come at any time now, trying to study you and trying to identify, what do I want to take from you this time? What do I want to take from you this time around? And remember, he only goes for fresh blood, fresh flesh. This is what I want from you. I want your eyes. I want your nose. I want your mouth. I want your hair. And I'm going to strip it off of you. And I'm going to take whatever I can from you. And I will. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to take from you. Obsession. It becomes an obsession, right? Jeepers Creepers is actually obsessing over these young people that he's wanting to take from, right? Obsession. And why do you look like that? You're weird. Why do you look like that? He's got, it's like he looks disproportionate. He looks like he's not supposed to be the way that he is. He has now become a monster. Jeepers Creepers actually cannot regenerate, thrive on his own, so he's got to go around town stealing people's identity. This is the vampires that I'm talking about today, who is stealing our energy collective. So if you are one and you have known yourself to be the one to carry a very special light within yourself, a very special energy that you have been carrying around in this place, you in fact are the one that we need. We need your energy, because if you haven't noticed, this is a ghost town that we live in. This is a ghost town. Everybody here is dead. And then you see that one special light out of the rest. You see that one flashing light in the crowd who is giving life to the rest of the world. That's you, collective. That's you. You are not Jeepers Creepers. You are, in fact, the one regenerating Jeepers Creepers. You are the one being preyed on. It's creepy, right? It's creepy. Now, coming back to modern time, all right, today and how it is, what we call vampires, right? We call them vampires. These people are going to find ways to come around you. And mind you, they're going to take up all of the energy and time in trying to come around you. They're going to try to find people that you know. They're going to start talking to the people that you know. They're going to try to find ways to get to you, to just be around you. But it's because, it's not because they love you. It's not because they have their best interest, you know, your best interest at heart. No, it is only because they just want to be around you, just to see where you are with your life, just to see where you are with yourself. You ever hear that somebody say, some people just come back to your life just to make sure that you're stupid, just to see if you're still stupid? You ever heard that? I heard that and I thought that was really funny, because it's so true. There's so much facts to that. Like some people just want to come back to your life just to be nosy, just to see how you are, where you are with your life, what level you are on consciously, mind, body, and spirit, right? They just want to come back into your life just to know where you are. These are vampires. These are people who actually cannot thrive and regenerate on their own. It all comes down to, and is all rooted in lack of self-awareness, lack of self-love, lack of self-care, lack of self-soothe. Jeepers Creepers actually cannot love himself, right, on his own. He can't actually love himself. He needs other people to thrive. He needs fresh blood to thrive. And these are vampires running around, walking around this town. It's kind of creepy. They are trying to find other flesh to prey on, trying to find other flesh to depend on. And they're going to try to find ways to get to you, to just be around you, because you are the target of choice. You're the target of choice. These people actually don't have the self-awareness on what they're doing. It becomes very obsessive. They become very obsessive in other people's lives. They focus way too much on other people. Because they don't have self-awareness, they become so obsessive of other people's lives that they focus way too much and fixate on other people's lives more than their life. So coming back to what I was saying about lack of self-love, lack of self-soothe, this is all rooted in that. These people are actually really weak in energy and mind, body, and spirit. They are actually, in fact, spiritless, but they don't know that. And just by looking at you, collective, and just by looking at you and just by staring at you, they're thinking to themselves, wow, that person is so weak. In their mind, in their right mind, they're thinking to themselves, wow, they're so weak. You know, when they see an empath, and the empaths are the most targeted one, right? And I'm talking to an empath here, like I'm talking to you empaths. We are the most targeted ones, right? Our empaths, our hypersensitives are the most targeted ones. We are the target of choice by a lot of vampires, predators. Because to them, in their lens, they're thinking to themselves when they look at you, wow, how weak are they? Right? Because empaths are wanting to be standing in their vulnerability. Empaths are the ones who embrace their vulnerability. They know this. Empaths know this. Empaths know that they embrace their vulnerability, and they're going to admit it to you. They're not afraid. Empaths are warriors. Empaths have done a lot of inner light energy work to get them to that point and having to actually really embrace their vulnerability. They're not afraid. They know they stand in their vulnerability. That's what makes them powerful. But to a predator, to a vampire, to a jeepers creepers, when they look at you, they're thinking to themselves, wow, how weak are they? They need help, right? That's what they're thinking. They need help. They need somebody in their life. They're weak. In a vampire's lens, a predator's lens, they're thinking to themselves that an empath is actually really weak. So that's their time to creep in. That's their time to make their move and trying to mask themselves to be this charming, angel, charismatic person, when in fact they are weak themselves. They are the weak one. They are the one who actually need a lot of energy to thrive. They are the ones who actually is not in their power of embracing their vulnerability. They in fact have disregarded their vulnerability altogether, right? And so while they're coming onto you, I found my target of choice. I'm going to mess with that one. That one's my victim, right? I found my target of choice. They're going to make themselves, present themselves as somebody who is this angel, but really very vindictive on the inside. They actually don't know what they're getting themselves into. What they're really just focusing on and really going after is your energy. Jeepers creepers, really just wanting to steal your identity. Really wanting to study your every move and then steal from you, claiming it, owning it, using it against you. It's like, okay, after they have just studied you, okay, they're gonna go back to their lab where they experiment shit, right? They're gonna go back to their fucking lab, fucking Dexter's laboratory and shit. Here we go. Evil, ha 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 moment, right? Decoding, coding and shit. Now replicating. Now you're popping up in their screen. Or now you're popping up in their fucking computer. They're decoding and shit. Now I have gathered information from you. I have now studied you and watched your every move, your essence. Now I'm going to take all of that motherfucking information. I'm going to go back to my fucking laboratory, type it all in, decoding and shit. Now I have just replicated you. Now, access. Now they're you. Now they had just replicated you, collective. Decoding and shit. Replicating. They have now just made another you. Creepy, right? They have now just replicated another you, and now they're going around town acting like you, talking like you, swag like you, style like you. I be dressing up like you. I be talking and using your vocabularies like you. I am, in fact, your essence. Right? That's what they do. In their own time, in their privacy, they study you. And these people do this not knowing that what they're actually doing isn't right. But it's not in their right mind, collective, right? Like, these people are... And it's funny too how they think like they can get away with things like that and be okay, like nothing bad's gonna happen to them. You know, it's kind of funny. Like, yeah, I'm gonna steal from you, but you're never gonna know that I'm stealing from you. But like, I'm just gonna like, you know, try it out and see what it looks like on me. I'm just gonna wear it and see how it looks like on me, right? Like, we're never gonna find out. Like, we're never going to find out. Like, we don't even know. Like, we're not aware. But you know you're aware, collective. You know you're aware. You're an empath. You feel people's energy from a distance before they even step into your auric field. The audacity for one to come up, right? But you see, they're so unconscious when they do these things. It's actually really sad. It is unconscious. It is done unconsciously. Right? They think that you are the one who needs them, because when they look at you, you're weak. I feel sorry for you. Yeah, these people you have probably experienced these people like look at you like they feel bad for you, like you actually need them, like you need their service. You need them in your life for you to thrive, but you had already been thriving. You are actually the original one. They're just a replication of you. They have now just copied you in your every move, in your every way, in everything that you do, your essence. Your essence. But you know what's funny about that is that these people who, vampires, jeepers creepers, when they have now replicated you and, you know, they're acting like you, they're talking like you, and they're moving in life in your essence, you know, eventually it's going to catch up to them. It really is. It's really going to catch up to them, because they're not supposed to be you. You are supposed to be you, collective, and they are supposed to be them. We are, each and every single one of us, hold a very specific, special gift. It is actually not to be replicated. So if somebody were to step in and tries to replicate it, it's actually funny, because you can replicate it, but you don't actually have the juice. You know what I mean? Like, you can replicate it as much as you can. You can replicate it 100 times, 1,000 times, but you don't have the juice. You actually have not gone through the inner work that I have gone through to get you to that point for you replicating me. Because you see, when you're moving in life acting like me, right? When they are moving in life replicating you and stealing your identity, that one day is going to catch up to them, and then it's not going to be pretty. You know, it's all going to be, what they're going to be faced with is their shame, their guilt. And here's another funny thing is that when they feel guilt after they have just studied you and copied you and now they're acting like you, now they're pretending they never done that, right? Now they're pretending they have actually never done any of that. In their mind, they're thinking to them, I'm going to just block that part, right? And now guilt is eating them up inside. And so while guilt and shame is eating them up inside, they are masking it by talking about you to other people, putting a bad rep on your name, dissing your name, slandering your name, you know, creating a whole bunch of false narratives about you, right? And then going to people that they know you know and saying all of these false narratives about you, right? Sharing all kinds of information about you that is not true. And I believe this is the guilt and the shame that is eating them up inside. But in having to talk about you and having to put a bad rep on your name, that actually makes them feel really good. And it actually soothes their ego. It feeds their ego, right? It makes them feel good. It makes them feel good. Turning other people against you and making you look like the bad guy, right? It's very vindictive, right? It is very manipulative. It is, in fact, very manipulative. But you see, in having to replicate you, they are too eventually are going to face really nasty consequences that they're not going to want to face. You know, that actually is the real challenge, because whom they are taking from, you know, these are people, empaths, hypersensitives, very special light energy, light workers, healers, starseeds. Your energy is so sacred, it is so valuable to this world, that when somebody else tries to replicate that, they're actually really setting themselves up to fail even more. So it's like the more they take from you, collective, the more that they're taking away from themselves. Does that make sense? And it's actually really harming them and hurting them even more. Because what happens then when they have run out of that juice? What happens then when you have removed yourself from these people? And they're now running out of juice. They don't actually know who to become now. Like, they don't actually know who to become now because you have removed yourself away from these people, which is the best thing you can do for yourself, collective. It is the healthiest way to live life. Eventually, you are going to be drained, and they're going to drain your energy with you having nothing left. But you are a regenerator. You can regenerate at hand at any time, at any moment. You can, in fact, regenerate and thrive, start all over again. Meanwhile, they're over here running out of that juice. Today, I have a perfume, right? The top of it broke. So I can't actually spray it, right? I can't use the spray. The spraying broke, right? So what I did, I took a knife and I kind of just like made a hole so I can suck the perfume out of the bottle, right? And I have an empty bottle, like an empty bottle that I can put the perfume in that has a spray that actually works, right? So what I did is I transferred the perfume into the empty bottle that is working, right, with the spray. And in that moment, collective, I thought to myself, literally, this is the juice that's being sucked out of the bottle. This is the juice that is being sucked out of you, collective, that this Jeepers Creeper, this vampire, is sucking the life out of you. But you see, that's what I mean by, like, they can replicate you. They can copy you. But they don't have the juice like you. Because in order for you to have the juice, you got to alchemize it yourself. Does that make sense? You have alchemized your way through life, collective. You have in fact alchemized your life in the order that you know you're supposed to. So even if these people, even if these vampires take away from you and try to steal your essence, they are in fact really setting themselves up to really fail, because even if they replicate you, they don't actually have the juice like you, because you alchemize your way out of life through having that juice and a lot of that juice inside of you. You have turned the lemons into lemonade. You have alchemized your way in getting yourself in where you are today. So even if they replicate you, even if they try to copy your every move, your essence, they don't have the same juice. So what happens then? Let me tell you what happens then when they run out of that juice. You're going to find them running back to you, coming back to you, and even trying to find ways to get back to you. This is how vindictive that is they're going to try to find ways and trying to manipulate people and manipulating situations and circumstances just to get back to you, just to see where you are with your life. If you're doing okay, if you're thriving, if you're not thriving, if you're still stupid, right? Remember what I said earlier about some people will try to come back into your life just to make sure if you're still stupid, right? Just to see if you are still stupid, right? And it's sad. And this is where I'm reminded to tell us that it is so important to love yourself. Self-care. We in fact don't have enough authenticity. We in fact don't have enough of us who are loving ourselves and appreciating and honoring our body for us to actually live a life that is real and true and authentic. And so when these vampires and these jeepers creepers are turning on to you and copying your essence, it's actually not going to work out for them. Eventually they're going to run out of that juice. And then what are they going to do then? Right? Life is good when you only focus on the good. It is in fact your intuition that they want and chase after. It is in fact your essence that they are chasing after. Because they're seeing you move in life and thriving in life, and they're thinking to themselves, why can't I do that for myself? And let me tell you why they can't do that for themselves, because they're not loving on themselves. They're focusing and fixating too much on you and taking the focus away from them, right? So life is good when you only focus on the good. Life is fruitful when you only focus on the good and only the good. When we let pain run our life, okay? Heavy emphasis on this. When we let pain run our life, we are in the dark. And nothing good comes from that. You are living a false life. When you're not finding yourself to be thriving and regenerating on your own, you are actually living a false life. You are entertained by the dark, and only really entertained by the dark. There is in fact no light in your life that is going to save you and thriving and regenerating yourself. So you are in fact living a false life. Nothing of good is coming from that, right? When your focus is to only take from people and using it for your own benefit, you are actually losing a lot. You are actually only really taking a lot from you, and nothing is working, and you aren't actually gaining anything. You are in fact not thriving, and you are setting yourself up to fail over and 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 over again, staying stuck in this cycle of nothingness. So how do we get back to having more energy and regenerating and keep regenerating and transmuting your energy and becoming more and more of it and gaining a lot more and more of it? It is to honor your body, to tell yourself, I love my body and my body is a gift. I am worthy, I am enough. when we recite positive affirmations every day, 60 days straight, because that's how you develop a habit. 60 days, 90 days, I don't know, 60 days. Positive affirmations every day. I love my body. My body is a gift. I am of importance. I am significant. This is how we regenerate and keep regenerating and gaining a lot of that good juice. Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? I got that message too. It is supposed to be you and me. You are supposed to be you, and I am supposed to be I. You are you, I am me. This is my canvas, that is your canvas, and you are to color and use your own colors to paint that canvas. And I am to use my own colors to paint my own canvas. So it don't matter how many times somebody copies you. It doesn't matter how many times somebody copies your essence. It is your own juice and your own juice. Okay? We are, each and every single one of us, colorful as we are and authentic as we are, bright as we are to honor that. We are to honor our intuition and continuing on to honor our intuition. You are you. I am I. And then together we are powerful. It isn't that I am here in competition with you. No. I am only in competition with me. You see, who I was yesterday, I am in competition with. And here's what I mean by when you fixate way too much and focus way too much on other people's life, this is what social media does to our brain. This is what social media does to our brain. It, in fact, messes our mindset. That is social media's intent, is to get us out of our own authenticity and our own juice. It is to get us out of setting our life and setting our life straight and putting our life back in order. Social media's intention is to get us off track and taking us out of our intuition. Also, I'm getting like social media is intent is to also get us out from doing the inner work. 8 of Pentacles. Because in the inner work, are we actually really finding the juice and the fruitful things in our life that is more abundant? Our own inner happiness, our own inner strength, our own inner peace. That you are seeing in other people and you're going, that's what I want. I'm going to steal it. I'm going to go back to my laboratory. I'm going to decode, blah, 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 replicate. Now I'm wearing you. But it actually isn't you. Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? You are in fact me. I am me. You are you. Me and you. We are powerful. So when you are acting you, your most authentic you, and I am acting me, my most authentic me, together we are powerful. Together we make the collective's frequency rise higher. But you see, we don't think about those things because this world is turning all of us against each other out of fear. And a lot of it. So, you know, when you hear somebody say, protect your energy, that's real. Those are facts. Protect your energy. When you hear somebody say protect your energy, listen to that. You are to protect your energy. That is your legacy. That is your trademark. You're actually that is what you're leaving here. That's how people are going to remind you. That's what people are going to remember you. Your real identity. The vampires only really underestimate your energy and then stealing it. Gaslighting your identity and your reality, but behind your back, they're stealing it and they're wanting to be you, move like you in life. I know a few in my life that I have had to completely cut out of my life, who have been taken from me and using it against my will. And I can name a few, but I'm not going to do that because I'm not like that kind of person. But I mean, all their names starts with an A, which is really fucking weird. And their names ends with a, which is really also really weird, right? I feel like this was like a pattern like that I was supposed to live. I don't fucking know. But I know a few in my life that I've had to cut out of my life because they were taking so much away from me. And then using it against my will, and then using it against me, taking my power away from me. I've had to cut these people out of my life. And these are people that I have grown up with. These are people that I thought had my best interests at heart. These are people that are family. And let me tell you, when I say that I cut them out of my life, is the best decision I've ever made in my life, because that's when my life started actually thriving, growing, evolving. Because you see, when you're around these people who just constantly take from you, but not really appreciating you and valuing you, you cannot thrive around them. As much as as much as you love them, collective, and I know our empaths feel this heavily, as much as we love them, because these are friends and family, sometimes we actually cannot thrive. It is actually very detrimental and unhealthy for our mind, body, and spirit. We cannot thrive. And so, and you choosing to cut these people out of your life, you are actually doing yourself solid. You are actually doing yourself some good. Because when I say that you are important to collective, just like how I said in the other video, you are just as important. And you are now finding yourself in the season, ending that cycle. And you are literally cutting those people off, just like she's holding that, whatchamacallit, cutting people out of your life. And you're only doing that because, well, you want to live a good life. You also want your freedom that they have been taken away from you, that they have been taking from you. So you might also, here's another message that's coming through. You may also be finding yourself feeling your ex's spirit, right? You may be feeling them from a distance. And that's probably because they're running out of juice that you have given to them. And now they don't actually have any of the juice, but you were the one that gave them the juice. And that's why they were thriving. And so you may be finding yourself in this season feeling a lot of your ex, like you're feeling them from a distance, and you're thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, I miss them. Oh my gosh, I want to talk to them. Oh my gosh, this and that. But do they miss you? Do they think about you the same? Do they actually want what's best for you? Or do they just want to step into your life again just to see how you're doing, just to be nosy? It's surveillance. It's not actually safety and protection. Do they actually want to get to know you again? The real you, the authentic you, the person that you're becoming. Not just to check if you're stupid, not just to check if you're still stupid. You're feeling them you're feeling your ex from a distance because you, in fact, have given them the juice and the energy that they needed in the first place, that they have only really taken from you. And at the same time, you're feeling them right in this season, and you're thinking to yourself how much you miss them. But do they miss you the same way? Do they miss you the same way? Do they actually want what's best for you, right? As these things that we have to ask ourselves, because when you have gone through years and years of giving your energy, it's going to come to a point where your body is telling you, I have had enough. I, in fact, have had enough of these people who have only really been taken from me, but never really actually valuing me and appreciating my presence, but only really taking my presence. and then using it against my will. It is disrespect to you that you are now gaining in this season, collective. You have gained a lot of respect and honor for yourself, and really honoring your body. Remember honoring your body and thinking of your body as a gift. You are a gift, and they too are able and capable of doing the same thing if they're just so willing to believe that. Because you see, when we believe, and you keep on and keeping on believing, you are of good, you are in spirit of it all. When you believe something is thriving, when you believe you're moving, you're evolving, when you believe you're making space, you're releasing, you're surrendering, when you believe you are loving yourself, when you are in faith, when you are in strong hope and in strong faith, you are in spirit and with the universe and with your flow, with the energy that you're supposed to be in. But when you are going against your intuition, you are taken away from yourself. You are more than likely taken away from yourself, and you're leaning towards more in fear and self. It's like I'm getting like, it's not fear in the world and what the world can do to you. It's the fear within yourself that you feel. It is fear in yourself that you fear the most. But you have the audacity to go around and stealing people's identity and reality. That's weird, right? I didn't think that this was going to be almost an hour reading. This is amazing. It is, I just mentioned release, right? Release. When you are allowing yourself to release, because I'm getting like, these vampires, these Jeepers Creepers, they're just really in too much in their pain and too much in their darkness, too much in the dark and leaning towards in the dark and feeding a lot. They're feeding their shadow too much and not enough tending to their light. When we feed too much, when we feed our ego, our pain, our fears, our shadow too much, we are actually not in the act of release. We're not actually releasing anything. Wow, okay? We're actually not transmuting energy. We're staying stuck in pain. We're staying stuck in fear of oneself. There's no energy that is moving and evolving and transmuting and transforming. You're not actually in release. So I suppose this is where I go back and say, when you believe, that's a very powerful. Believing is actually very powerful energy. Believing is energy. Does that make sense? Believing is energy. Having faith is energy as well. When we are believing at the same time, we are releasing. Wow, Joshua could be very significant in your life. Wow. And this can also mean like read Joshua scriptures in the Bible as well. Okay, that's what I'm getting as well. The month of July is going to be different. And I'm getting this energy, I'm getting this feeling right now, collective, of like July is going to be a very powerful month for a lot of us. It's going to renew your essence. Ooh, it's going to renew your essence. So don't be surprised when your ex tries to come back in July. Don't be surprised when your ex is trying to come back. Don't be surprised that if these people who have been taken from you, and these people in your life who has been taken from you and who has been using your power against your will, and don't be surprised when they try to come back in your life, because they're needing a lot of your balance. They're needing a lot of your energy back. They probably miss you and they feel your absence. Because in fact, when you were in their life, when you were in their life collective, you were the one giving them the balance in their life. And they're perhaps really realizing, okay, they're having epiphanies, they're having I'm hearing deja vus, they're having epiphanies, they're realizing that you were actually that person in their life that was giving them the balance, that was giving them all of the energy that they couldn't give for themselves. And now that they're running out of energy, they're thinking to themselves, wow, like I'm feeling heavily their absence in my life. Your absence speaks very loud. Oh man, I'm going back to this post again. It's like a reference that I always want to use, but I'm going back to this post that I read where when you give true love and abundance, when you carry a very, very special energy, it is your abundance, it is your happiness and the joy that people remember the most. It is your essence that they feel the most, right? So when you take yourself away from them and you remove yourself away from these people, they feel that even harder, and majorly they feel it 10 times. So if you were that catalyst in their life, if you were the one giving themselves the balance and the energy that they needed in their life at the time, whenever you guys hung out last, maybe for some of you it's February, okay? When you last seen them, they're realizing in this season how much of your absence is speaking very loud. Because when you were present in their life, when they were taking advantage of you and taking you for granted, they are just as much feeling your absence than as much as when you were in their life. Does that make sense? They're feeling a lot of your absence. And I feel heavily on, this is the end of that cycle. Like, I feel heavily that this is your way of showing them, collective, that you have had enough. Like, you probably have been the one separated and isolated from these people because you know that these were the people in your life that were taking from you, and a lot of your energy they were taking from you, and they were taking you for granted. Underestimating you, gaslighting your identity, gaslighting your reality. And these people are realizing now in this season, like, wow, they were actually the ones that were really good to me. So much good is to come for you, collective. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of us. This is the end of that cycle. No more Jeepers Creepers. No more vampires. You gotta go. I love you guys. If you would like a personal reading, all of my information will be down in the description box below. You already know. I'm sending you so much love and support. I will see you guys in the next. Thank you for hanging out and tuning in with me once again. My name is Kimber. I love you, and I will see you in the next. Take care. Much love.